lethal force in West Point. Kromah was nowhere around during the situation there. The CDC usually also alleged that Kromah will assign LMP vehicle in 2015 on Kerry Street, broke the leg of Mr. Johnson, one Victor Johnson, terming it as a gross human rights violation. For our fact-finding conducted, it is unfortunate for a political party just leaving the scene to come up with unfounded claims against a state figure that contributed immensely in boosting our security sector. And we cannot say upon it in our capacity as a neo-progressive movement and allow people try to infuse misguided information within the public glare. We conducted our fact-finding, and our fact-finding shows that Kromah was not even in the vehicle. And the vehicle was not the assigned 102 vehicle of Colonel A.B. Kromah. It was an LRP personnel driving the vehicle on Kerry Street, and even the legislature report that we went through, we verified it, that Mr. Johnson, while leaving the scene, out of fear, in the middle of the road, it was a motorbike who hit him and broke his leg. And Kromah was nowhere around the scene. They also raised issue that Kromah participated in a civil crisis that led to a nomination as the chief of staff of the armed forces of Liberia during the transitional period. We conducted a critical fact-finding regarding that, because in normal Liberian administrative cycle of governance, whenever a public official has been appointed, we from the class of intelligentsia, is our role, our fundamental duty to do thorough scrutiny so that bad apples cannot be infused. And even when bad apples manage their way through the system, we identify them and bring them on the firing spot. Our fact-finding shows that Kromah had no role in the UNIMO warring fashion. There's a reason why we went through the TRC report. We did not see the name Abraham Kromah mentioned there. We followed the TRC hearing, the public hearing. TRC invited all major stakeholders in the civil crisis. The name Abraham Kromah was now invited to the TRC to testify for any role played in quote-unquote civil crisis. We want to send this as a message to Mr. Jefferson Koji and his lead drug liaison, Mohamed Bamba, that their gibberish against the repetition of Kromah will not make Kromah to be deterred in a fight against drugs. They are cognizant of the robust posture that Kromah bring to the LDEA, and his president of the LDEA is to disintegrate the drugs cartel of Jefferson Tamakoji. The CDC has survived and sustained hooliganism in this country through the proliferation of drugs. There's a reason why when the drug came through the RIA that we call moringa leaf. Moringa leaf. Later on, it was a drug. And they table that drug case, the 100 million drugs that came to the country that no one had been held liable on the CDC. They tabled that. You have the formation of a George cabal under the emblem of DOCs. Those are operatives of Major Koji. The DOC Association were people established by Major Koji to carry on the drugs activity in this country. And Mohamed Bamba, the lead liaison of Koji drugs operatives, is the one speeding out gibberish because their fear is that with the president of Kromah, the drugs cabal will be dismantled. We are cognizant of that. There's a reason why they are coming out on unfounded baseless claims against the reputation of Kromah. And we as a civil society group, looking at the influx of drugs that are eating the fabric of this country, will not sit back and shout hallelujah, Hosanna, when the character of a statement who bring passion to law enforcement have been placed under scrutiny by boys who think that they will sustain their opposition struggle through the proliferation of drugs. We will speak out, and we are speaking out today not only because of Kromah, but we are speaking out to set the record straight. We are speaking out to tell our international partners that Mr. Weah, through Jefferson Koji, Fina Bono, they formulated a chronic formation and they have been operating with drugs, dealers, and every Kromah coming to the LDEA, it seems fair to them that their drugs cartel will be disintegrated.
Yo, baby, you go for them. Yo.
So we are cataloging these things. And Mr. Kromah is cognizant of the reality that the moringa drink that came into the country through the RIA later on deter our drugs. Mr. Kromah is trying to re-establish the fact to know the link of that quote-unquote moringa leaf that entered into the country. Mr. Kromah is trying to re-establish the fact what led to the release of the 100 million drugs corporate under Mr. Weah and Ekaba. Mr. Kromah is trying to re-establish the fact what led to the formation of the DOC Association controlled by Major Jefferson Koji, the chief drug importer under Mr. Weah. So there's a fair game that they are trying to bully the repetition of Kromah in order to deter him from implementing the mandate, the trust placed in him by His Excellency Joseph Yuma Boaka.
Yo, if you know you scary, don't start joy again. Yo.
So we are here and we assist the LDEA with sincerity in identifying the drugs rules.
Yo,
The issue of our Kush will launch an anti-Kush campaign. The issue of other narcotics, it will be dealt with. We assist the LDEA.
La producing crew, the chemical resources, Zayo. If I go there, Zayo.
If you go, if you go out the CDC headquarters, they run the biggest ghetto there. And Major Kromah catalog these things. His last interview, if you listen to it, that what brought the CDC UV out of their slumber. That Major Kromah is a warlord, and you go through the Civil War, the TRC report, no name called Abraham Kromah made mention there. So that argument is a sick argument with no logic. So, members of the press, there's a reason for which you see the CDC is after the character Abraham Kromah. And as a revolutionary movement, Narimo, as part of our role to ensure that you have sanctity, we got to speak out. Calling on Mr. Koji to disengage for involvement with drugs activity, the U.S. sanctioned Koji. And there should be a major search and seizure activity that should take place at the residence of Koji. To conclude, if you follow activities, there are 100,000 saga at the MCC involving Mohamed Bamba. Koji sent Mr. Bamba to some of his drugs operatives, collected the money, 100,000, and failed to deliver the money to his slave master, Major Koji. Koji, looking at the sensitive nature attached to that, with drugs, he decided to have a tight lip on the issue. But we got out fast. And Major Kromah had out fast in a possession. For a deliberation, we listened to and we saw a presentation, he had out fast in a possession. These are things that he will be investigating, and the CDC is cognizant of that. There's a reason why you see they are coming on with baseless barrage of claims against the corridor. So thank you very much, members of the press. We call you to provide these few information to you as we go forward with the presidential nomination. We'll continue our scrutiny and explain to you vividly fact-finding conducted on corridors that have been nominated by His Excellency Joseph Yima Bwaka.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. You can call your full name?
I'm Siafa Kane, chairman of the National Revolutionary Movement of Liberia.
So,
This is Comrade Aaron Kadi. He's the vice chair for Operation Narimo. This is Comrade Darius Stewart, the Secretary General. Fi Musaba Dugle is the chairman on propaganda, research, and guidance.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So we are at the ground of the Capitol building here. These are